officer, he's spying on us. That was the very first thing I heard when I opened my front door that morning. 2 police cars out front, lights spinning, splashing blue and red all over the quiet brightness of our sleepy street. Birds scattered up from the maple sprinklers ticked on and off down the block. Then all that peace got snapped in half. Right in the middle of my driveway stood Karen Duvall, HOA president, self-appointed neighborhood sheriff, wielding a clipboard in one hand and pure outrage in the other. Her sunglasses caught the reflection of those lights, and her voice just cut right through the calm. He's got some kind of AI surveillance machine under that pool cover. It's recording families. It's recording children. One of the cops turned, trying his best to stay professional. "Ma'am, you're saying the pool detected you?" The younger officer tried not to smirk. "It flagged me," Karen barked. "It went off the second I walked near it. It's illegal technology, some kind of spy software." I stepped out onto the porch, coffee mug in hand, not even dressed for drama yet. "Morning," I said, as friendly as I could muster. "Neighborhood meeting starting a little early today, huh?" Karen spun around like I'd insulted her ancestors. "You think this is funny? That machine accused me of trespassing." I just shrugged. "Because you were trespassing." Her jaw dropped. The cop blinked. "Sir, can you clarify what exactly this system does?" I took a step closer. "It's a smart pool cover, AI-enabled for safety. It watches for motion, temperature changes, access. If someone steps into the zone, it flags it as a safety breach." Karen folded her arms. "That's nonsense. I was just inspecting for violations. Normal HOA protocol." I raised an eyebrow. At 6:42 in the morning, the older officer actually sighed, flipping through his notepad. "Ma'am, did you have permission to enter the property?" "I don't need permission," she shot back. "I'm the HOA president." I unlocked my phone, mirrored the screen to the porch display. Blue interface, all clean lines. "Here's what it logged," I said. 6:42 a.m. Unauthorized presence detected. Heat signature 98.3. Subject ID Karen D. HOA badge KD001. The footage rolled a faint white outline of her crossing my fence clipboard, flashing, pausing by the pool's edge. Right there on the screen, "Intruder detected." The young cop tried not to laugh. "That's pretty clear," he said. Karen started sputtering. "This is harassment. You can't use machines to spy on community leaders." The older officer shut his notepad with finality. "Ma'am, it appears the system identified movement within his private boundary." "That's not a violation. It's protection." Karen's voice went up an octave. "You don't understand what he's capable of." The cop just gestured to her car. "We understand enough. I think we're done here." She glared at me, her face tight as a drum. "You think this little robot makes you untouchable? This isn't over." I couldn't help myself, just smiled a bit. "Oh, I know. It's just getting started." She stormed off, heels snapping like gunshots on the pavement, muttering about calling the county. When the police left and everything finally went still, I looked out over the pool, silver cover glinting in the new light, quiet, unbothered, and so aware. My app blinked, alert resolved. Intruder identified. I took a slow sip of coffee, just soaking in the irony. Funny thing about intelligence, it always knows what doesn't belong. Let me back up a sec. Tell you how this circus even started. In a place like Crescent Valley, peace isn't about quiet. It's about control. Every lawn's trimmed the same. Every mailbox painted the exact approved beige. Porch lights off by 10 p.m. sharp. They called it community standards. I called it a simulation of perfection. So when I installed that new pool cover, a soft electric hum breaking the stillness like something out of a sci-fi movie, I didn't know I'd started a war. All I wanted was safety. See, a week earlier, I had come home to find wet little footprints around my pool. Neighborhood kids, barefoot, careless, probably just chasing each other, but the thought of what could have happened if one slipped under the water, that kept me up for nights. So I upgraded. The AquaShield AI wasn't flashy. Silver panels, barely visible, slid across the water, locked tight with a click connected to my network, tracked everything. For the first time, I actually breathed easy. But here change is a louder offense than danger. By Monday morning, the gossip wheels were already spinning. Karen herself, HOA president, suburban royalty hair pulled tight enough to bounce a penny, was out patrolling with her clipboard. She inspected every house, every flower bed, every blade of grass that dared to be unique. When she reached my gate, she paused, her glasses tilted, reading the pool cover like it was some kind of code. Before she could knock, I stepped outside. "Morning, Karen." She hit me with the kind of smile that comes with paperwork. "Morning, Ryan. I noticed some modifications to your pool area." "Safety upgrade," I said. "AI cover. Keeps debris out, protects kids." Her pen hovered. "AI, you said, tracks motion inside the fence, sends alerts if someone's too close." Her tone turned chilly. "Did you happen to run it by the board?" "The HOA board." For a pool cover, I blinked. Her smile didn't move. "Anything that alters the visual harmony of the community should be approved first." I looked around at the endless beige houses, the matching mailboxes. "Visual harmony," I repeated. "Right," she scribbled. "Just so you know, consistency is what makes this neighborhood special." "Of course," I said. She nodded like she'd just scored a point and walked away, her reflection rippling in the metal pool cover, face distorted. That's when it hit me. People like Karen don't fear danger, they fear difference. Later that day, I checked my phone. The log showed her hand resting on the cover, fingers tracing it like she was trying to figure out who I thought I was. In places like this, violations don't start with broken laws, they start with broken uniformity. That's when it all turned from safety into something else: control. Some folks see improvement. Karen saw disobedience. 2 days later, I found an envelope under my door, folded in thirds, stamped with the HOA seal. Notice of violation. Unauthorized technology installation. I laughed out loud reading it. My pool cover described like a weapon of mass disruption, artificial intelligence machinery installed without prior approval. Possible breach of community visual and data harmony. Data harmony, only Karen could make a safety device sound like espionage. The letter finished with a demand inspection in 7 days or else. Most people would have called, argued, maybe apologized just to keep the peace. But I work in cybersecurity. I read fine print for a living, so instead I gathered everything. Manufacturer certifications, safety codes, energy reports, even a state commission letter recommending AI covers for pools. I sent it all back. Please find attached full compliance documentation. Product meets all requirements, does not violate bylaws under Section 8, Paragraph 3. I trust this resolves any confusion. No emotion, no sarcasm, just facts. Her reply came before sunrise. "Thank you for your response, Mr. Cole. The board will review your attachments and determine whether your interpretation of Section 8 aligns with the community's intent." The community's intent, not the rules, not the facts. That was her way of saying, "We'll see what I decide." By noon, I noticed the shift. Neighbors stopped waving. Greg next door pretended to check his mailbox when I walked by. The couple across the street looked right through me. Karen didn't need another letter. Silence was her warning shot. That afternoon, I stood on my porch, coffee in hand, looking out at all the uniform fences and manicured lawns. Karen was winning in her mind anyway. But the thing about cybersecurity is, you don't just protect systems, you learn how to expose the people exploiting them. If this was going to be a digital Cold War, I wanted my evidence airtight. That night, my phone chimed, 11:43 p.m. Not the wind, not a cat. Human presence detected. The camera showed a shape near the fence. Thermal confirmed one bright outline, deliberate. Karen flashlight and clipboard in hand, scanning my yard like it was hers. She leaned in, whispering to herself, traced the AI control panel, tried to lift the cover system log, unauthorized physical interaction detected. She straightened up, heels crunching the gravel, and disappeared into the dark. I replayed that footage, then downloaded everything metadata, heat signature, GPS, all legally airtight, dropped it into a new folder, HOA trespass. Years in security taught me one thing. People break the most rules when they think they own them. The next day, Greg avoided me again. By the end of the week, the silence had spread. The joggers, the couples, even the kids steered clear of my fence. The HOA newsletter landed in every mailbox reminder. Unauthorized surveillance devices violate resident privacy. No names, of course, but it was all Karen. Emily, my wife, found me reading it, her voice tired. She's turning people against us. She's trying, I said. She's succeeding, Emily replied. Maybe you should just let it go. But surrendering now would teach Karen that intimidation works, that truth is negotiable if you shout long enough. I'm not fighting her, I told Emily. I'm archiving her. Emily frowned. That's not peace, Ryan. That's war with better filing. I smiled. Exactly. Then came the Community Harmony Survey. First question, do you feel safe knowing technology is monitoring our neighborhood? She was automating fear. By Sunday, the blind shifted more than ever, whispers floating over fences. He's recording us. It's for data collection. It's connected to the government. Karen didn't need proof, just repetition. Monday morning, I'm on my porch with coffee, listening to gossip slide by like fog. Emily read posts on the HOA forum. They're saying you installed facial recognition. Good! I told her the crazier the lie, the faster it burns out. You think this will burn out? She asked. Nothing built on lies burns forever. You just have to record long enough to watch it collapse. I meant it because this was never about a pool cover, it was about power. They showed up unannounced, 3 board members, Karen at the center, clipboards ready, trying to look tough at sunrise. We're here for a brief inspection, Karen said. Procedural. Procedural inspections come with 48 hours notice, I replied. She smiled. Given your ongoing situation with the AI device, we're expediting for transparency. Transparency, I muttered. That's one word for intrusion. She wanted access. You can take pictures from the sidewalk, I said. Beyond that, you need permission. You're creating hostility, Karen said. I hit record on my phone. I'm creating a record. For the first time, she slipped. Refusing a board inspection could mean fines and further action. I leaned in. You don't need permission to be polite, but you do to enter. The silence was thick as honey. Finally, Karen snapped, then we'll escalate. 3 minutes later, my phone buzzed an email notice of inspection timestamp before they'd even knocked. I smiled, saved the recording. HOA ambush 101. The street looked peaceful, but the illusion was cracking. Karen thought she'd left a warning. She didn't realize she'd just handed me proof. 3 nights later, another alert this time. 3 figures entered from the east. 2 men, one unmistakably Karen. Clipboard flashlight authority. The AI logged everything, motion, audio, GPS, heat. I exported it all, sent it to the HOA. This constitutes official notice of trespass. Further unauthorized entry will be reported to law enforcement. This time the reply was silence. No more bluffs. For once, Karen's SUV wasn't parked out front, no clipboard patrol. The neighborhood waited. My phone chimed a system backup AI network report successfully uploaded to cloud storage. That cover shining in the sun looked like it knew the fight was over. People like Karen build power on perception, but machines don't care about spin. They just remember. When the knock came again, it was Karen with the police this time. He's recording the neighborhood spying on kids, she said. The officer looked tired. Sir, can we see your system? Of course, please come in. I showed them the interface, the log, the video Karen at my pool after midnight. That's her, the cop said. That's not me, Karen yelped. It's deep, fake AI. I zoomed in. Badge ID RFID tag. Everything logged. That's your badge number, ma'am. I was conducting an inspection. At midnight, without consent. The younger cop grinned. Looks like your system did our job for us. The line just hung there, final as a gavel. When they left, Karen lingered on the porch, face cracked, clipboard shaking. You think this proves anything? No, I said. The timestamps do. She turned and stormed off the police car, pulling away, leaving just the echo of her heels and a neighborhood staring at her back. Then came the twist, an unmarked envelope. No return address stuffed under my door. Inside, printed emails, dozens of them. Karen's own words plotting to frame me, to create violations out of thin air, and worse, falsified invoices. Fake vendors, money labeled as consulting reimbursements routed right to her account. Her whole scam in black and white. Emily found me poring over it. You have to take this to someone, she said. I will, I promised. I backed up everything scanned, time-stamped, encrypted. Because corruption always leaves a paper trail if someone's brave enough to follow it. When the county investigators arrived, quiet, no sirens, just authority. Karen tried her best to stop them. You can't do this. This is private property. Investigator Ruiz just looked at her. We're here under county authorization to investigate financial misconduct and unauthorized surveillance by the HOA. He laid out her fake invoices, her payments to herself, her midnight trespass. My footage, her badge. That account belongs to you, ma'am, he said. Approved by whom? She faltered. By me. I'm the president. Ruiz just nodded. And there's the problem. On the big screen behind him, there she was, flashlight at my pool time-stamped. That's private property. He's spying, Karen sputtered. No, ma'am. You were on his property and you recorded your own downfall. Neighbors watched. Davis, the treasurer, finally broke Karen. I told you not to go that night, she snapped. Now you're really going to take his side. But it was over. Ruiz turned to the room, effective immediately. Crescent Valley HOA operations are suspended pending a county audit. Miss Duval, you are relieved of your duties as president. Karen couldn't even speak. As the investigators packed up, she just stood there, the neighborhood finally seeing her, no power, no fear, just silence. When the county cars rolled away, the sun broke through the clouds. I stood by the pool cover, shining air, clean the weight gone. Karen always believed control was power, but the truth, well, the truth had always been stronger. 3 months later, the neighborhood was different. People waved again, kids' laughter echoed over fences, and the silence once heavy had lifted. Even Davis helped write the new rules, no fines without conversation, all board spend in public. My smart cover, once painted as the enemy, became the thing everyone trusted. Parents used it for pool safety, neighbors shared coffee, and the system just watched quietly, not as surveillance, but as reassurance. Some nights I'd sit with Emily on the porch, the pool lights flickering, panels gliding open. She'd lean against me, say, "You turned the thing everyone feared into something everyone trusts." I'd watch the stars reflected in the water. Fear doesn't survive the truth, Em. It only hides from it. Karen moved away. We didn't talk about her. The neighborhood didn't need a villain, just honesty. Now every month we host open gatherings by the pool. No clipboards, no accusations, just food, laughter, stories, and kids swimming at sunset. Even Greg showed up last time, lemonade in hand. You were right all along, man. Technology didn't divide us. Fear did. I smiled. And when truth finally spoke, even silence listened. This story reached beyond Crescent Valley. People from all over sent messages fighting their own battles, standing up to quiet power. One comment stuck with me. You didn't just fix a neighborhood, you reminded us privacy and community. Don't have to be enemies, not if honesty leads the way. As I looked out over the pool that evening, the water calm cover blinking softly, I realized the place that once felt like a battleground was whole again. The smart cover, silent witness to change, just kept the peace. Technology didn't divide us. Fear did. And when the truth finally spoke, Even silence listened. If this story reached you, drop a comment, tell me where you're watching from, or one word for how it made you feel. Because sometimes the only thing stronger than control is connection.